Hi everyone, hi. I hope you all are good. Jen forgets she has a hi in here. Oh yeah. Time to get the bag out of the tea. And today I made double the amount. Because I feel like I need it today. But also because today we have some new stickers. Here. So piece off. Help with what, everything? But is it bad to be surrounded by wiener? I bet they are adorable. Eh, eh. You have. Look at that. The first sticker. Sticker number 1. Isn't she pretty? That is not a farmer bunny. That is a midi bun. Jin is gone. Completely gone. Just like me today. Okay. I am holding them now. So what am I supposed to do now? I'm confused. Why did I need to hold my ears? I'm confused. Okay. Hey! Hi, Lathriel. Hi. Welcome in. I'm not always confused. That's a mean thing to say. But I hope everyone is good today. That's gonna hurt when I sit down. Hi, June. Ooh, nice. Welcome in, Andrew, again. Did you also make fried rice, Jen? Ooh, nice. So, what did you put in your fried rice? I need food, not love. But food is love. I have never understood what the fuck spam is, except the term you use on the internet. That's interesting. Oh, nice. So spam is literally just heavily grinded pork with spices. That is an yeah. That is an interesting way of doing something. Yeah, that's also what I could read from it. Pork, salt, and preservation. That's what they are. So yes, but we have stickers. Stickers. Ah. We have MIDI bun. Yeah, soy sauce. Everything. Soy sauce. What the fluff is saltwater taffy? Øh. If they put salt water in a taffy, no, thank you. Hey, it wasn't about you, Jen. I like you. Yes, I like you. But look at how cute Midibun is. Isn't Midibun cute? Mod fight, mod fight, mod fight. What about construction bun? I like construction bun. Thank you. And the last one is garden bun or farming bun. Exactly. Exactly, Jin. Farmer Bun Bun, proud partner of Construction Bun Bun. Hi, Sin. Hi. I was just showing some new stickers. Where this is one of them. Yes, Jen. Yes. This is the second one. Construction bonbon. Bad Earthling. And this is the last one, then. Aren't they cute? Except Midi Bonbon is gonna stare into your soul. It's also my favorite, then. Also my favorite. It is very pretty. Oh, very cute. Oh. But I'm gonna get them up as soon as possible. Can't at the moment, but yeah. But right now, we are taking a trip. Haha! Earthling, you do know I have the capacity to time you out for 10 minutes, right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that was warm. So we do not have very much left. We actually only have 4 chapters left. That's not a lot.
Please, baby, I'll change my ways. Just give me one more chance.
I think it was the overlay.
Thump thump.
Yeah, it was the overlay. How loud is it now? Is it okay or is it still too loud? That's bad, Jen. Can't know everything. And shouldn't have an opinion about everything. Yeah.
Is this loud? I don't know. Am I loud?
You're not loud for me. Okay, nice.
It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Bar da da dal da.
Well, maybe it's better now. We will see. But today, but right now, I am gonna start reading. Woo! Mm. Also, guys, by the way.
Yeah, she's gonna read a thing. Shut up, Earthling.
That was kind of funny. But everyone, if we get to 500 followers before
Sadness.
the end of the year, then we are gonna do a giveaway. Woohoo! Yes, Earthling. We are gonna give away Earthling to the prettiest lady in the world. Nah, we're gonna give away some of my merch. Oh, and here I thought you were talking about Jin. How disappointing. Yeah, no. I have, and damn, gorgeous. Well, it's good that beauty is an opinion based thing, huh? Thank you, Sika. I don't know either, Sika. Exactly, Sika. Exactly. So yes, now we're gonna walk, and we're gonna walk a lot, and walk some more, and walk through Middle Earth. So here we go. Chapter 7, Journey to the Crossroads. Frodo and Sam returned to their beds and lay there in silence, resting for a little, while men bestirred themselves and the business of the day began. After a while, water was brought to them, and then they were led to a table where food was set for three. Faramir broke his fast with them. He had not slept since the battle on the day before, yet he did not look weary. No. When they had finished, they stood up. May no hunger trouble you on the road, said Faramir. You have little provision, but some small store of food fit for travelers I have ordered to be stowed in your packs. You will have no lack of water as you walk in Ithilien, but do not drink of any stream that flows from Imlad Morgul, the valley of living death. This also I must tell you. My scouts and watchers have all returned, even some that have crept within sight of Morannon. They all find a strange thing. The land is empty. Nothing on the road, and no sound of foot or horn or bowstring is anywhere to be heard. A waiting silence broods above the nameless land. I do not know what this portends, but the time draws swiftly to some great conclusion. Storm is coming. Hasten while you may. If you are ready, let us go. The sun will soon rise above the shadow. Hi, Leo. Hi. Well, I hope I can be a good co working companion. Thank you. The hobbits' packs were brought to them, a little heavier than they had been, and also two stout staves of polished wood, shot with iron, and with carven heads through which ran plated leather songs. I have no fitting gifts to give you at our parting, said Faramir, but take these staves. They may be of service to those who walk or climb in the wild. The men of the White Mountains use them, though these have been cut down to your height and newly shot. They are made of the fair tree Leprechaun, beloved of the wood wraiths of Gondor, and a virtue has been set upon them of finding and returning. May that virtue not wholly fail under the shadow into which you go. The hobbits bowed low. Most gracious host, said Frodo, it was said to me by Elrond half-elven that I should find friendship upon the way, secret and unlooked for. Certainly I look for no such friendship as you have shown. To have found it turns evil to great good. Now they made ready to depart. Gollum was brought out of some corner or hiding hole, and he seemed better pleased with himself than he had been, though he kept close to Frodo and avoided the glance of Faramir. Your guide must be blindfolded, said Faramir, but you and your servant Samwise I release from this if you wish. Gollum squealed and squirmed and clutched at Frodo when they came to bind his eyes, and Frodo said, blindfold us all three and cover up my eyes first, and then perhaps he will see that no harm is meant. This was done, and they were led from the cave of Henneth Anun. After they had passed the passages and stairs, they felt the cool morning air, fresh and sweet, about them. Still blind, they went on for some little time, up and then gently down. At last the voice of Faramir ordered them to be uncovered. Hi, Bodita. Hi. Thank you for coming in. They stood under the boughs of the woods again. No noise of the falls could be heard, for a long southward slope lay now between them and the ravine in which the stream flowed. To the west they could see light through the trees, as if the world came to a sudden end, at a brink looking out only onto the sky. Here is the last parting of our ways, said Faramir. If you take my counsel, you will not turn eastward yet. Go straight on, and thus you will have the cover of the woodland for many miles. On your west is an edge where the lands fall into the great vales, sometimes suddenly and sheer, sometimes in long hillsides. Keep near to this edge and the skirts of the forest. In the beginning of your journey, you may walk under daylight, I think. The land dreams in a false peace, and for a while all evil is withdrawn. Fare you well while you may. He embraced the hobbits then, after the manner of his people, stooping and placing his hands upon their shoulders and kissing their foreheads. Go with the good will of all good men, he said. They bowed to the ground. Then he turned, and without looking back, he left them and went to his two guards that stood a little distance away. They marveled to see with what speed these green-clad men now moved, vanishing almost in the twinkling of an eye. The forest where Faramir had stood seemed empty and drear, as if a dream had passed. Frodo sighed and turned back southward, as if to mark his disregard of all such courtesy. Gollum was scrabbling in the mold of the foot of a tree. Hungry again already, thought Sam. Well, now for it again. Have they gone at last? Said Gollum. Nasty, wicked men. Smeagol's neck still hurts him. Yes, it does. Let's go. Yes, let's go, said Frodo. But if you can only speak ill of those who showed you mercy, keep silent. Nice master, said Gollum. Smeagol was only joking. Always forgives, he does. Yes, yes, even nice master's little tricksies. Oh, yes, nice master, nice Smeagol. Frodo and Sam did not answer. Hoisting their packs and taking their staves in hand, they passed on into the woods of Ithilien. Twice that day they rested and took a little of the food provided by Faramir, dried fruits and salted meat, enough for many days, and bread enough to last while it was still fresh. Gollum ate nothing. The sun rose and passed overhead unseen, and began to sink, and the light through the trees to the west grew golden. And always they walked in cool green shadow, and all about them was silence. The birds seemed all to have flown away, or to have fallen dumb. Darkness came early to the silent woods, and before the fall of night they halted, weary, for they had walked 7 leagues or more from Hineth Anun. Frodo lay and slept away the night on deep mold beneath an ancient tree. Sam beside him was more uneasy. He woke many times, but there was never a sign of Gollum, who had slipped off as soon as the others had settled to rest, whether he had slept by himself in some holy nearby, or had wandered restlessly prowling through the night. He did not say, but he returned with the first glimmer of light, and roused his companions. Must get up. Yes, they must. Long ways to go still, south and east. Hobbits must make haste. That day passed much as the day before had gone, except that the silence seemed deeper. The air grew heavy, and it began to be stifling under the trees. It felt as if thunder was brewing. Gollum often paused, sniffing the air, and then he would mutter to himself and urge them to greater speed. Mm. As the third stage of the day's march drew on and afternoon waned, the forest opened out and the trees became larger and more scattered. Weird ilexes of huge girth stood dark and solemn in wide glades, with here and there among them hoary ash trees and giant oaks just putting out their brown green buds. About them lay long lawns of green grass, dappled with celandine and anemones, white and blue, now folded for sleep. And there were acres populous with the leaves of woodland hyacinths. Already their sleek bell stems were thrusting through the mold. No living creature, beast or bird, was to be seen. But in these open places, Gollum grew afraid, and they walked now with caution, flitting from one long shadow to another. Something wrong? Talking to me, Earthling? Light was fading fast when they came to the forest end. There they sat under an old gnarled oak that sent its roots twisting like snakes down a steep, crumbling bank. A deep, dim valley lay before them. On its further side, the woods gathered again, blue and grey, under the sullen evening, and marched on southwards. To the right of the mountains of Gondor glowed remote in the west, under a fire-flecked sky. Nice. Uh, to the left lay darkness, the towering walls of Mordor, and out of that darkness the long valley came, falling steeply in an ever widening through towards the Anduin. At its bottom ran a hurrying stream. Frodo could hear its stony voice coming up through the silence, and beside it on the hither side a road went winding down like a pale ribbon, down into chill grey mists that no gleam of sunset touched. There it seemed to Frodo that he descried far off, floating as if it were on a shadowy sea, the high dim tops and the broken pinnacles of old towers forlorn and dark. He turned to Gollum. Do you know where we are? He said. Was it to me, Earthling? Oh, no, I'm just a little bit tired. Stop for 30 seconds. Oh, I was just getting some tiredness out of my body. Usually when something is wrong, then I do not stream. Ow. Because I do not think when I'm feeling like shit that you guys will have a great time listening to me feeling like shit. Might be wrong though, but that's my opinion. Also, everyone, if we get to 500 followers before New Year's Eve has ended, then I will make a special stream with some giveaways as well. Here we go. Yes, mas. Fucking hell. I was about to shit my pants there. Come on, everyone. Join the parachute. Join the parachute. And remember to take Earthling's patate. Always remember to take patate. Nice, Leo. Nice. Here we drops. Woohoo! Woo! Woohoo! Woo! Woohoo! Oh no, I'm a chicken. Oof. And everyone was so close. Except me. I was like a million years far. Nice. Yes, master. Dangerous places. This is the road from the Tower of the Moon, master, down to the ruined city by the shores of the river. The ruined city, yes. Very nasty place. Full of enemies. We shouldn't have taken men's advice. Hobbits have come a long way out of path. Must go east now, away up there. He waved his skinny arms towards the darkling mountains. And we can't use this road, oh no. Cool peoples come this way, down from the tower. Frodo looked down on the road. At any rate, nothing was moving on it now. It appeared lonely and forsaken, running down to empty ruins in the mist. But there was an evil feeling in the air, as if things might indeed be passing up and down that eyes could not see. Frodo shuddered as he looked again at the distant pinnacles now dwindling into night. And the sound of the water seemed cold and cruel. The voice of Morgul Duin, the polluted stream that flowed from the valley of the Wraith. What shall we do now? He said. We have walked long and far. Shall we look for some place in the woods behind here where we can lie hidden? No good hiding in the dark, said Gollum. It's in the day that hobbits must hide now. Yes, in day. Oh, come, said Sam. We must rest for a bit, even if we get up again in the middle of the night. There'll still be hours of dark then, time enough for you to take us on a long march, if you know the way. Gollum reluctantly agreed to this, and he turned back towards the trees, working eastward for a while along the straggling edges of the wood. He would not rest on the ground so near the evil road, and after some debate, they all climbed up into the crotch of a large holm oak, whose thick branches, springing together from the trunk, made a good hiding place and a fair, comfortable refuge. That's what it's called. Night fell, and it grew altogether dark under the canopy of the trees. Frodo and Sam drank a little water and ate some bread and dried fruit, but Gollum at once curled up and went to sleep. The hobbits did not shut their eyes. It must have been a little after midnight when Gollum woke up. Suddenly they were aware of his pale eyes unlidded gleaming at them. He listened and sniffed, which seemed, as they had noticed before, his usual methods of discovering the time of night. Are we rested? Have we had beautiful sleep? He said. Let's go. We aren't and we haven't, growled Sam, but we'll go if we must. Gollum dropped at once from the branches of the tree onto all fours, and the hobbits followed more slowly. As soon as they were down, they went on again with Gollum leading, eastwards, up the dark sloping land. They could see a little, for the night was now so deep that they were hardly aware of the stems of trees before they stumbled against them. The ground became more broken, and walking was more difficult, but Gollum seemed in no way troubled. He led them through thickets and wastes of brambles, sometimes round the lip of a deep cleft or pit, sometimes down into black bush-shrouded hollows and out again. But if ever they went a little downward, always the further slope was longer and steeper. They were climbing steadily. At their first halt, they looked back, and they could dimly perceive the roofs of the forest that they had left behind, lying like a vast dense shadow, a darker night under the dark blank sky. There seemed to be a great blackness looming slowly out of the east, eating up the faint blue stars. Later, the sinking moon escaped from the pursuing cloud, but it was ringed all about with sickly yellow glare. At last, Gollum turned to the hobbits. Day soon, he said. Hobbits must hurry. Not safe to stay in the open in these places. Make haste. He quickly quickened his pace, and they followed him warily. Soon they began to climb up onto to a great hogbag of land. For the most part, it was covered with thick growth of gorse and whortleberry, and tough thorns, though here and there clearings opened, the scars of recent fires. The gorse bushes became more frequent as they got nearer the top. Very old and tall they were, gaunt and leggy below, but thick above, and already punching out yellow flowers that glimmered in the gloom and gave a faint, sweet scent. So tall were the spiny thickets that the hobbits could walk upright under them, passing through long dry aisles carpeted with a deep prickly mold. On the further edge of this broad hillback, they stayed their march and crawled for hiding underneath a tangled knot of thorns. Their twisted boughs, stooping to the ground, were overridden by a clambering maze of old briars. Deep inside there was a hollow hall, raftered with dead branches, and bramble and bruised with the first leaves and shoots of spring. There they lay for a while, too tired to eat, and peering out through the hole in the covert, they watched for the slow growth of day. Mm, 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 mm. There we go. Okay. So where did we go to? Oh, okay. But no day came. Only a dead brown twilight. In the east there was a dull red glare under the lowering cloud. It was not the red of dawn. Across the tumbled lands between, the mountains of Efelduath frowned at them, black and shapeless below, where night lay thick and did not pass away. Above, with jagged tops and edges outlined hard and menacing against the fiery glow. Away to the right, a great shoulder of the mountain stood out, dark and black amidst the shadows, thrusting westwards. Which way do we go from here? Asked Frodo. Is that the opening of the Mogul Valley, away over there beyond that black mass? Need we think about it yet? Said Sam. Surely we are not going to move any more today, if day it is. Perhaps not, said Gollum. But we must go soon to the crossroads. Yes, to the crossroads. That's the way over there, yes, master. The red glare over Mordor died away. The twilight deepened as great vapors rose in the east and crawled above them. Frodo and Sam took a little food and then lay down, but Gollum was restless. He would not eat any of the food, but he drank a little water and then crawled about under the bushes, sniffling and muttering. Then suddenly he disappeared. Off hunting, I suppose, said Sam, and yawned. It was his turn to sleep first, but as and he was soon deep in a dream. He thought he was back in the back end garden, looking for something, but he had a heavy pack on his back, which made him stoop. It all seemed very weedy and rank somehow, and thorns and bracken were invading the beds down near the bottom hedge. A job of work for me, I can see, but I'm so tired, he kept on saying. Presently he remembered what he was looking for. My pipe, he said, and with that he woke up. Silly, he said to himself as he opened his eyes and wondered why he was lying down under the hedge. It's in your pack all the time. Then he realized first that the pipe might be in his pack, but he had no leaf. And next that he was hundreds of miles from Brackend. He sat up. It seemed to be almost dark. Why had his master let him sleep on outturn right until the evening? Haven't you slept, Mr. Frodo? He said. What's the time? Seems to be getting late. No, it isn't, said Frodo, but the day is getting darker instead of lighter. Uh, uh. It isn't midday yet, and you have only slept for about 3 hours. I wonder what's up, said Sam. Is there a storm coming? If so, it's going to be the worst there ever was. We shall wish we were down a deep hole, not just stuck under a hedge. He listened. What's that? Thunder or drums? Or what is it? I don't know, said Frodo. It's been going on for a good while now. Sometimes the ground seemed to tremble. Sometimes it seemed to be the heavy air throbbing in your ears. Sam looked round. Where's Gollum? He said. Hasn't he come back yet? No, said Frodo. There's not been a sign or sound of him. Well, I can abide him, said Sam. In fact, I've never taken anything on a journey that have been less sorry to lose on the way. But it would be just like him, after coming all these miles, to go and get lost now, just when we shall need him most. That is, if he is ever going to be any use, which I doubt. You forget the marshes, said Frodo. I hope nothing has happened to him. And I hope he's up to no tricks. And anyway, I hope he doesn't fall into other hands, as you might say. Because if he does, we shall soon be in for trouble. At that moment, a rolling and rumbling noise was heard, again louder now and deeper. The ground seemed to quiver under their feet. I think we are in for trouble anyhow, said Frodo. I'm afraid our journey is drawing to an end. Maybe, said Sam. But where there's life, there's hope. As my gaffer used to say, a need of victuals, as he most ways used to add. You have a bite, Mr. Frodo, and then a bit of sleep. The afternoon, as Sam supposed it must have been called, wore on. Looking out from the covert, he could see only a dun, shadowless world, fading slowly into a featureless, colorless gloom. It felt stifling, but not warm. Frodo slept on quietly, turning and tossing, and sometimes murmuring. Twice Sam thought he heard him speaking Gandalf's name. The time seemed to drag interminably. Suddenly Sam heard a hiss behind him, and there was Gollum on all fours, peering at them with gleaming eyes. Wake up, wake up, wake up, sleepies, he whispered. Wake up, no time to lose. We must go, yes, we must go at once, no time to lose. Sam stared at him suspiciously. He seemed frightened or excited. Go now? What's your little game? Isn't it time yet? It can't be team time even. Leastways not in decent places where there is tea time. Silly, hissed Gollum. We are not in decent places. Time's running short, yes, running fast. No time to lose. We must go. Wake up, master. Wake up. He clawed at Frodo, and Frodo, startled out of sleep, suddenly sat up suddenly and seized him by the arm. Gollum tore himself loose and backed away. They must not be silly, he hissed. We must go. No time to lose. And nothing more could they get out of him. Where he had been, and what he thought was brewing to make him in such a hurry, he would not say. Sam was filled with deep suspicion, and showed it, but Frodo gave no sign of what was passing in his mind. He sighed, hoisted his pack, and prepared to go out into the ever-gathering darkness. Very stealthily, Gollum led them down the hillside, keeping under cover wherever it was possible. And running almost bent to the ground across any open space. But the light was now so dim that even a keen-eyed beast of the wild could scarcely have seen the hobbits, hooded in their grey cloaks, nor heard them. Walking as warily as the little people can, without the crack of a twig or the rustle of a leaf, they passed and vanished. For about an hour they went on, silently, in single file, oppressed by the gloom and by the absolute stillness of the land, broken only now and again by the faint rumbling as of thunder far away, or drumbeats in some hollow of the hills. Down from the hiding place they went, and then turning south they steered as straight a course as Gollum could find, across the long broken slope that leaned up towards the mountains. Presently, not far ahead, looming up like a black wall, they saw a belt of trees. As they drew nearer, they became aware that these were of vast size, very ancient it seemed, and still towering high, though their tops were gaunt and broken, as if tempest and lightning blast had swept across them, but had failed to kill them or to shake their fathomless roots. The crossroads, yes, whispered Gollum, the first words that had been spoken since they left their hiding place. We must go that way. Turning eastward now, he led them up the slope, and then suddenly there it was before them, the southward road, winding its way about the outer feet of the mountains, until presently it plunged into the great ring of trees. This is the only way, whispered Gollum. No paths beyond this road. No paths. We must go to the crossroads, but make haste. Be silent. As furtively as scouts within the campment of the enemies, they crept down onto the road and stole along the westward edge under the stony bank, grey as the stone themselves, and soft-footed as hunting cats. At length they reached the trees, and found that they stood in a great roofless ring, open in the middle to the sombre sky, and the spaces between their immense boles were like the great dark arches of some ruined hall. In the very centre four ways met. Behind them lay the road to the Morannon. Before them it ran out again upon its long journey south. To their right the road from old Osgiliath came climbing up, and crossing passed out eastwards into darkness. They forthway the road they were to take, standing there for a moment, filled with dread. Frodo became aware that a light was shining. He saw it glowing on Sam's face beside him. Turning towards it, he saw, beyond an arch of boughs, the road to Asgiriath running almost as straight as a stretched ribbon down, down into the west. There, far away, beyond sad Gondor, now overwhelmed in shade, the sun was sinking, finding at last the hem of the great slow-rolling pall of cloud and falling in an ominous fire towards the yet unsullied sea. The brief blow fell upon a huge sitting figure, still and solemn as the great stone kings of Argonath. The years had gnawed it, and violent hands had maimed it. Its head was gone, and in its place was set in mockery a round, rough-hewn stone, rudely painted by savage hands in the likeness of grinning faces, with one large red eye in the midst as his forehead. Upon his knees and mighty chair, and all about the pedestal, were idle scrolls mixed with the foul symbols that the maggot folk of Mordor used. Suddenly caught by the level beams, Frodo saw the old king's head. It was lying rolled away by the roadside. "Look, Sam," he cried, startled into speech. "Look, the king has got a crown again." The eyes were hollow, and the carven beard was broken. But about the high stern forehead there was a coronal of silver and gold. A trailing plant with flowers like small white stars had bound itself across the brow, as if in reverence for the fallen king, and in the crevices of his stony hair yellow crop gleamed. "They cannot conquer forever," said Frodo, and then suddenly the brief glimpse was gone. The sun dipped and vanished, and as as if at the shuttering of a lamp, black night fell. So that was the first chapter. Should we take another? So what is people up for? We can take another chapter or we can stop here. seems like everyone has fallen asleep. Hmm. So I think that would be the chapter for today. And then I will see you all on next Sunday. Yeah, I don't know if I should read another chapter. It has taken an hour to read this chapter, and the other one is twice as long. So I would be getting up at 3.5 hours if I read the next one. So I think it would be good to stop here. And then at next time, go on with the next chapter. So yes, that's what we're gonna do. So to everyone which was here, thank you for supporting me. Thank you for being here. And remember, stay nice until next Sunday. Have a great week. And now we have to find someone to raid. Love you. So who should we raid? Does anyone have any suggestions? So, everything. Can you put in the raid messages? Basically, it's just about which vibe they have. So it needs to be like a chill vibe as we have here. Else, more or less, I don't really care what they're doing. Of course, if they are making books or something like that, of course that would be the best. But in general, not really. So if you have someone, then now is the chance. I will see. Yes, let's go and annoy them. Here we go. So everyone, please grab your rate message, and then we will go and annoy Grapple Cat. So yes, have a great week, and I hope to see you all next Sunday. Of course, at the same time as now. Bye bye.
A new bunny just hopped into the library. Thank you.